Hello, and welcome back to day 6 of the trading series. In today's video, we're going to review a trade that was taken on April 8th. I know the days are no longer lining up, but that's because weekends happened. And during the strategy wars, we do not trade on weekends. I also personally just don't trade on weekends. The assets that I trade aren't running on weekends. So follow along with me here, but this is the 6th video in this series, but it is for a trade that was taken on April 8th. This was a Monday. I do not trade Mondays. I've talked about this already from the last Monday. Don't like them. So I did only stick with trading my challenge account that I was working on. So this was the second 100K challenge account that I was working on passing for futures account. So I was with Apex, and I had showed this in the last video. I had gotten about a 2.2 some reward on that account. And this was the next day that the market was open and ready to trade. So this was Monday, the following day, and I had placed a trade on this account. I did not place a trade on my Forex account, my live one that I had, because I don't like Mondays. I've talked about this before. I just didn't want to even bother risking it. I was finally getting some cushion on that account, and I didn't want to trading it. So I was just going to wait till Tuesday, the following day, the 9th, to be able to trade that one. Okay, so let's talk about the actual trade I did take on the Apex Challenge account that I had. So it was based off the 1-minute time frame that I was trading. It's the 15-minute consolidation area. So I'll show you that in a minute, a little closer up, that I targeted, and then it was the bottom of it that I was targeting for the break. And then there was a bit of a retest that happened, and then my stop loss and all that was just kind of like right above it, and I targeted a 15-minute zone for my take profit. I know I just gave a lot at you, but let's walk through it and I'll explain to you guys what all that means. All right, so what we have here is 15-minute levels. So that means these purple lines that you're seeing are my 15-minute levels. What you're seeing here is I have a support level at the bottom. This is support based off of previous market structure. And then this was my resistance based off of the high of the market. High here and then highs here where it was being respected. I do drop a midline in here because I can kind of have like the bottom of that area, this zone of the 15-minute. So this is like a zone in itself. And I was looking for the break of this price area. So the break of this zone, I was looking for a breakout of a bearish move that was going to be going down, a break from it. I could have also been looking for a breakout above it, a bullish too. Let me be clear about that. I didn't have any indication on which way I wanted the market to go at this point because it's Monday and it's always a little risky with opening. I was just kind of waiting it out to see what was the market actually going to do. So that's why I was using a 15-minute level. Even though you see a 1-minute time frame, this was marked up based off of the 15-minute. So I like to use higher time frames on Mondays just because they can be a little bit wonky when market opens for the week and things are kind of just like flying in and orders are all over the place, and it can definitely make the market feel a little choppy. So I usually use a higher time frame zone, and then I'll drop to a lower time frame like a 1-minute or a 5-minute, try and get a better entry. Sticking to the 15-minute zones as far as like using my stop loss, my take profits, and my breakout, but entering on a 1-minute time frame. So what we had here then was a breakout here. You have a smiley face here that does pop below here, this level. And it should have honestly probably come a little bit lower. I was a little quick on this. You should have probably waited for the retest and then entered in here on this candle. That honestly would have been the safer entry. But I do tend to like take the breakout as well. I don't always wait for the breakout and retest just because I'm also very willing to hold my stop loss a little bit heavier at the top of my zones, whereas I know some people aren't. They like to keep them a little bit tighter, like in this area. So they would be somebody who would like want to wait for this one so you could keep a tighter stop loss and get a bigger reward. I don't necessarily care for that either way. Like I usually just take the entry that works for me and like my life and whatever's going on for that day, and I just make sure that my stop loss is adequate regardless. So in this case, I did get in a little early, but there was definitely a chance to get in here as well. So just so you guys know, after this break, this retest of the zone, and this continuation break, you could have gotten a second entry here. My initial break that I had gotten on, though, with the bearish smiley face, stopped just above the high here, the resistance that was marked. And then I targeted just slightly above where the support level was. I've talked about this in the past. I don't like to go all the way to the bottom. I like to go for a little more high probability. It's like a better price point. It was hitting on all of these, like this wick, this one, this candle, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So you had a lot more opportunity for price action, to me, in my opinion, at that price point versus just waiting for like maybe one of these 4 to hit. So that's just how I do it. I like higher probability trades. So that is what I did there. And as you can see, it did come down and wick and hit my take profit, and then the market even came lower. So we could have held for this level and you still would have gotten it, but I did get my take profit there. I did target roughly about a 1R here. $986.40 was the reward discount that you guys had seen on day 5. So there was like 2.2-ish in there, K in there. So now it's up to 3 at this point. So I do need 6K to pass this account, just so you guys are aware of like what I was like shooting for. So I needed 6K to be able to pass the second account and have just 200K worth of capital. And yeah, that was this trade. There wasn't too much more to it other than just kind of playing with the levels on the 15-minute time frame, using them as my zone, my breakout, my retest, and my continuation down, targeting the support level that was identified here. And that was kind of it for this trade. Again, I was a little early here, so just please make note of that. I was a little early here because I was willing to drop down, like I said, to the 1 minute. And I was definitely kind of pushing that to happen. But because I was willing to secure a stop loss. And if you're not willing to do that, please do just wait for a retest and see if a retest comes, and then wait for the ideal candle to get in, because this would have been the ideal second entry to get into. Or if you're a breakout retest entry trader, then this would have been your entry. But this honestly is the much better entry to get in on. And you would have had a nicer reward as well. You would have been able to put your stop loss right here, so much smaller stop loss than what I took, and you're rewarded in the same area. So you probably would have gotten a little bit more than I was able to make on this if you had waited for the retest. So definitely there's benefits to waiting for a retest. Okay, that is enough about this trade. That is it for today. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. If not, I will see you back here for day 7's trade.